So today is task 4 on day 4 of the British Open Series round 2. Task 3 yesterday ended up being canned. Well, it wasn't canned, we just couldn't get anywhere. It was rubbish. A few people took off and went down and didn't work, so that one's out the window. Task 4 takes us back to the Malverns, where we flew on the last day that you've seen me flying. And today's task is a 30-kilometre race to anywhere and back. So you can go anywhere you want in 360 degrees, but you've got to come back again, and the goal field is hopefully landing down there. Anyway, so it's a 60 kilometres in total, or just under, race to anywhere. So a few thoughts on tactics. Firstly, it's a blue day, which means there's going to be no clouds. No clouds to mark where the thermals might be. And as you can see, in that vast expanse out in front, what you're going to use as a trigger, as a marker for where there's a thermal, you're probably going to be looking for villages, for cornfields, for brownfields, all that sort of thing. If you go that way, that's into wind. The wind's coming from that direction. Very light though. So that is one option, to go that way. Option to go over the back. If you went over the back, you'd make some good progress initially, but then coming back again, you've got a blinking great big hill in the way when you're coming back, and you're flying into wind. So I don't think that is a tactical option today. But another option that I've considered is following the line of hills that way. This line of hills goes for quite a long way, the Malverns, and is going to act as a good thermal trigger. And as the sun starts working better in the day, it's going to be on the westerly facing slope behind me. So if you're above it, you're going to get thermals popping off the line of hills. So I think that might be a good route to take. If I find myself on my own and not knowing where everyone else has gone, then that is probably the route I would take. However, there is a better option potentially, which is wherever the gaggle is going. So if I'm with a gaggle of gliders, there's 4, 5 or 6 of us and they're all going the wrong way, say that way, there's actually more chance for that gaggle to do well, because they've got the power multiplied by however many gliders of finding that next thermal. So if there's one glider, you've just got one chance. If there's 6 gliders, you've got 6 chances of finding that thermal if they're spread out, and then therefore getting up faster, staying up longer, and actually getting to the goal and back. So I think the best option for me probably is going to be staying with whatever gaggle I'm with, providing that gaggle is competent pilots, and you know by the wings, you know who you're flying with. So that's my plan. I'm hoping that I'll be with a gaggle that'll go up the line of hills and back, because that to me is all in brilliant, best option. But it might be that I end up going up there on my own, or it might be that I end up going anywhere out there with a gaggle of other gliders. But we'll see what happens. Also, the other option that I don't want is I might end up going down. Bearing in mind it's very light wind, it's a difficult day, there's an inversion and there's no clouds. Who knows? So we'll be taking off within the next 10 or 15 minutes or so, and we'll see what happens.
Then we're going off just to his left, as I was stood on the hill over there. And
that's the right.
He never flew into it.
This is, everybody's waiting for a sign that there's a thermal ready for takeoff. It's tense, it's exciting. Everybody's very excited to take off. Nobody wants to be first and go down, but everybody wants to be first and go up.
Up there?
Hey?
Nice tune going up there.
Yeah, there's a few in there.
Yeah.
We're looking at the clouds, we're looking for birds, we're looking for other gliders to fly. Everybody is poised, ready to take off in this exciting race. Da da da! Oh! Launching! After all that wind up waiting to launch, taken off and got up. Nice one. See if I can make the most of this now. Let's turn you off and concentrate. Well, I got low there for a while, but now I'm climbing nicely, along with Mike Armstrong and Richard Lovelace. Hello Mike, hello Richard. Richard, I'm sorry for cutting in the thermal just into your head, I didn't mean to do it. you shout at me? Bad Darren. Bad thermal etiquette, didn't do it on purpose. However, the three of us are going up nicely together. 2,700 feet. So we've just inadvertently started the course. Because the course today, I'm not sure my video before worked, but the course today involves flying 22 kilometres out and 22 kilometres return. And you've started the course as soon as you have gone 2 kilometres from the takeoff, or from the turn point. And you can go in any direction you want. So it's about a 44 kilometre race. They did originally set it as a 30 kilometre out and return race, so 60 kilometres. However, it was thought to be too difficult in the conditions that we'd had. So this is the course that we've got. So still going up. Concentrate on going up as low as we can. And then we'll be gliding somewhere, I'm not quite sure where yet. I discussed my initial tactics of going north along the ridge with Gordon, who's an expert, and Grant, who's also an expert. I said to the north, it gets very difficult, built up, not a good area to go. They favoured going to the southeast, into wind. So we may try that, I'm not sure yet. At the moment, just concentrating on climbing. I will return to you forthwith. Did you see that helicopter? That's SAS come to have a look at us. They're scoping out if they want to use us as like crack troops. Yeah, I'll be right behind you, mate. Did you see that helicopter, mate? It was the SAS. They were coming to have a look to see if they could use us as crack troops. Right, it's time to go on a glide. There's three of us gliding. Again, this is the day when I just want to make it, just don't want to go down. Power in numbers, I'm going with a gaggle straight out to the east. Off we go! Haha! That way. There's like a radar dish, we're going to head towards that. And we've heard the others have gone that way, so it's a good bet. I'm at 3,800, 3,900 feet now. Let's see how we do. Well, it's very often the case that you quickly find yourself on your own on these flights, and that's the case now. Richard went off doing his own thing. Mike got ahead of me and then went off to the north because he said he wasn't getting good air, and I've stopped for a weak climb, so I'm pretty much on my own now. It's a bit too weak this climb, so I'm going to press on. 3,200 feet. The highest I've been is just over 4,000. I did see some gliders climbing ahead of me before, but they pressed on. Oh, that's a bit better. Yeah, so those gliders ahead of me, they did find a climb, then they pressed on. Perhaps I can find that climb when I get there. If it's still there, maybe it is, maybe it's not. Right, let's see how we do. Let's go a bit further. In terms of starts for a competition, I've made a mistake along with Mike and Rich. We thermaled out of the start and then we didn't go back into it. But I think what we did was we favoured making progress and actually trying to do the course. So it was maybe a mistake speed wise, but probably not a mistake in terms of staying up. This is not looking good. That's 1,300 feet now. I haven't found a sausage since 3,000 feet. Not a single blip of lift. Seems to be getting worse, not better. Oh, come on, this is not funny now. That felt like there should have been some lift there. Comfortably low, got something, need to cling on to it, it's not very good. Died just over 2,000 feet. Pretty rubbish really. It was really hard to stay in it. It was in and out, it was all over the place. So now I'm back on a death glide and desperate for something already. I've only done a couple hundred yards. Terrible. 11 kilometres from the turn points. I've only actually gone 11 kilometres. This is really bad. Should have stuck with Mike. Hey ho, we live and learn. Another chance for me to have a low save, all on. Desperately low again now. Again, there is lift ground here. Whether there's a usable thermal load for lifting. There's a good thermal that's going to take me all the way up, all the way to the sky. Trying desperately to find thermal to take me up, but really not working for me. I've not got very far at all. Really rubbish. Hey ho, it works like that sometimes. Big landing field ahead of me. That's where I'm going to be. Just over the railway line. Somebody's put some power cables in, or telephone cables, so I'll have to land before the telephone cables. Unzipping my harness. To be fair, the telephone cables are just along one side. Can't see any in the main bit of field. So the field's fairly safe to land in. Well, very safe really. Heading towards Bird now. Bad for a low save, was it? I'll put that on my low saves video. I was unzipped, ready to land. Having said that, I've stopped at 2,500 feet, can't seem to get much higher. I think it's probably time for a glide now. So let's see how we do now. We go for a glide from 2,600 feet. See if we can find another thermal before hitting the ground. Isn't that beautiful? What a sight. Well, I've gone on a little bit, found another thermal, a bit better one actually, and now I'm the highest I've been all day. Over 4,000 feet now, that's nice. Stay with this all the way until it stops, and then I'll go a bit further. I've still not made the halfway mark yet, that's terrible. Not much chance of getting all the way back because there's not enough time. It's 4:15 now. Do you know what? I'm just making the most of this, getting as high as I can and having a really nice fly. Because it is beautiful up here. It's nice and cool as well when it's hot down there. Starting to die off now, 4,400. Or maybe it isn't. So I'll top this one out and then I'll go on a glide. Well, I'm 400 metres from the turn point, but I'm really low again. So I'm going to get the turn point and then I'm going to head back to the village for a little save. And if I don't get one, I'll land. Story of my life is 90 metres. Come around the waypoint. Got to head back again. Back all the way where I've come, all 22 kilometres, which isn't very far on a nice easy day. But today for me it's a long way. Just need a thermal now, or lots of big thermals. So I made it around the turn point. Got back up a little bit and I'm now on my way. I'm going to glide fairly low, 16 kilometres from goal. So I need a load more climb, a load more climbs, and then I would make it. But bear in mind it's 4:45 now, the day's swiftly running out, but I'm still giving it my best shot and I'm still having loads of fun. Because isn't this just beautiful? I've been hours just waffling around in the sky. As far as racing's concerned, I'm not exactly winning a race, and it makes no odds anyway if you don't get round. It makes no difference, you've got to finish the course. Speed only matters if you get to the end, and as it stands at the moment, I'm not looking favourable to get to the end, but I'm trying. Well, I've glided almost all the way to the floor now and not a sniff of a thermal. I don't know what's going on here. 8 minutes to 5, perhaps all the thermals have switched off for the day. It is like someone's switched a switch. Bubbling around here, but no thermal. At least nothing I can use. Come on. I know you want to do it, get me up. I know you want to. I'm only 11 kilometres from goal now as well. Blinking out. Oh, come on, don't turn off when I turn. Give me a thermal! Come on, Darren! Work it, boy, work it! Come on, man, work it! Get me up! Get me up, thermal! I took that thermal to just over 2,000 feet and then I've lost it. So now I'm on a glide again, 10.4 kilometres from goal. It's not looking likely unless I get another few thermals, but you never know your luck. I've had quite a bit of luck though this flight. I might have run out of my share of good luck. We'll see. Give me another thermal. I'm heading towards a village where I'm hoping to find another one. 5:05 now, time's getting on. The later I go, the less likely I am to find any thermal. This is pretty low. I need a monster thermal to save me now. I only need one. It's not likely though. I recognise the unlikeliness of it. I'm either going to get one just here or I'm going to land in one of these yellow fields just over here. So if I don't get one in this area, I'm down. Come on! Come on! Give me a last ditch thermal now, it's getting really hot. Oh, come on. Getting ready to unzip again. Oh, bugger! Fiji at landing setting. Less than 5 kilometres from goal. Bugger, bugger, bugger. Still giving it a good go. But I've definitely not won the day because there's a number of people beating me. I'm certain of it. But there's absolutely nothing here, it's just dead air. So I'm going to land on what looks like a safe option on an upslope. I think it's upsloping to wind. Oh well, I've had a good fly. ramp's actually a bit down slopey, so I'll have to get this right. Probably very light wind as well. And there's a tree. But I have factored in for the tree. And I'm going to try not to hit it. Now I can't get down. Ah. Here we go. Pulling load. Well, I managed to do an absolute rubbish landing there in this nice big field. And it was actually flat on the bit that I landed on, so I should have done a really good landing and I just messed it up. So why did I mess it up? Well, I had plenty of speed on. Speed bled off close to the ground. I was in an upright position, everything was right. And what I did was a classic mistake that I often make, is I just did not flare early enough or hard enough. If I'd have flared earlier and or harder, I'd have done just a nice stop like that. But as it was, I didn't, and I did a nose in. No harm done. The glider's all right. No uprights broken, anything like that. It's just not a very elegant landing. So as for the flight, that was really tough. I was going into wind, well, not into wind, but sort of cross into wind, all the way to the turn point, which was 22 kilometres away. And I thought it was directly crosswind to come back, but there must have been quite a large downwind element to it, because I got back easier and faster than I thought. So it took me till 4:45 to get out to the turn point. And I'm back here by 5:15, something like that. You know, it took me a long time to get out and very quick coming back, but I didn't make it back. I screwed up yet again. Having said that, I think what it was I just wasn't fast enough. The day died, and then in the end I came in from that direction over here, and I got absolutely nothing on my final glide. No thermals, no nothing, not a blip. And so it was very clear that I was landing. Right up until I was actually setting up my landing, and then I was just getting gentle lift, but I had to come through it. It wasn't enough to go up in. So I am about 5 kilometres away from the goal, so I nearly made it. It's like, no, very close. I know there's people who've made goal. All the good guys made goal. Well, not all the good guys, but a lot of the good guys will have made goal. Congratulations, guys. Well done to those that made it. That was I found it tough. You might have found it easy, I don't know, especially if you're in a gaggle, don't know. But again, I'm pleased with my performance in terms of what I managed to do on my own with no thermal markers. And I have to say, I really enjoyed that flight. That was a top enjoyable flight, and nice, a lot of the time, nice smooth British thermals, just going round and up and looking at the countryside. So really enjoyed that. It's now time to pack away, and hopefully we'll fly again tomorrow. I'll see you soon.